A brief invocation, and then our pledge of allegiance. Dear Lord, we thank you for all of your blessings that you've given to us and to our city. We thank you for the opportunity to represent our city, us and our constituents. We ask that you continue to bless us and to lead us. We want you to make sure that our thoughts and our actions and our words are pleasing unto you. In your name we pray. Amen. If you'll face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. Any of you picked up a copy of the agenda on your way in, you will notice that it is quite a bit longer than some of our previous meetings, but we will work through it as quickly as possible this evening and get the business of the city done. If the clerk will please note that all of our members are present. Council, you have the minutes of the previous meeting before you. Are there any additions or corrections to those minutes? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve? By Ms. McSwain Holland, seconded by?
Second.
Ms. Baker. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the minutes are approved. Council, you have the agenda before you for tonight's meeting. If there are no additions or corrections to that agenda, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
By Ms. Baker, seconded by?
Second.
Mr. Meeks. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the agenda for this evening is approved. We do not have any committee reports at this time, other than the executive committee did meet at 4 o'clock to discuss our agenda items. One thing that I would like to address during committee is, Mayor, do you want to introduce our sheriff for a brief comment?
Just we had something go on today, and Sheriff Thomas asked if he could come by and speak to the council quickly. Sheriff, the floor is yours, whatever you want to.
Sheriff, please, and you are always welcome at our meetings.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. And we leave the light on also.
Thank you.
To the mayor, to the city council, thank y'all for allowing me to drop in. But I've heard before that all of you have two of the most unused words in the English language, I think. To the Troy Police Department and to the Troy Fire Department, Troy Fire and Rescue, thank y'all. You know, we had a very horrific case this morning where on the Henderson Highway, we get a call, there's a lady in the roadway. She'd asked her where she initially hit, and the body came to rest about 10 to 12 yards. Troy Fire and Rescue was on the scene, as well as us, the lead Troy Police. We're just outside of Henderson. That's a small, rural community. Word travels fast, and so they did everything they could humanly possible to work and say it was amazing to just stand back and watch them work. We had absolutely nothing to start with in this criminal investigation. There was no name, there was no ID, there was no driver's license. There was a lady in the middle of the road with a puddle of blood that actually started 10 yards back up the road. She was pushed out of the car. She was taken to the hospital. She was shot behind the ear. The bullet exited. We later determined there was a white vehicle involved. From beginning to end, throughout the day, the Troy Police and the Troy Fire and Rescue were there with us, and the Troy Fire Department, and Aaliyah, and others. We located the car, Deputy Griffin did, coming out of Brundage, and we were able to apprehend this individual without incident. He was taken into custody, since confessed. Also in this car was a bag of marijuana, that with about 300 or 400 pills of Xanax. You know, that had it been handled any different than it was handled, the outcome would probably have been different, because he was pretty much out of his mind. But when you look around and you see the police chief and the fire chief and the police officer, the investigators, and Leah, all there with you, you know, it means a lot. It means a lot. And you should be very proud, and I know you're proud of the police department, fire department that you have. I'm glad we have it. because we're all, you know, I'm not the sheriff, I'm just a public servant, and I'm glad to see them when we have that type of incident. You know, we had a situation Saturday morning. There was an argument, this individual shoots two in the front door of a convenience store in the county. Two Detroit PD officers responded, they were right there with our deputies. At midnight, I get a phone call on Sunday night. Former police officer from North Alabama, a lady from Florida who lived together, were coming down the road, and he decided to stick a pistol to her head at the barbecue house 231 North and threatened to kill her. Well, we get her out of there, and I get, you know, you get called midnight here, phone ring, you know, it's not good, so we transported her to the sheriff's office, $136,000 cash in the car. I'll let you draw your own conclusion. Those Detroit PD guys were there with us, they brought their dog, and you can't put value on what they mean to us, what they mean to this community. Because when you're out there digging and clawing, and trying to figure it all out, and you start with nothing, it's a blessing to have these people, these men and women, these public servants there with us. Through good and bad, they stand tall, and we've had some bad situations where you know, the average person doesn't have a clue of what we all do, of how you get beat up sometimes. And, you know, we stood there and watched that lady take her last breath. You know, you don't forget that. You gotta take the next step, move on, and try to solve this case. But I want to say thank you, and I'm extremely proud to be associated with the Troy Police Department and the Troy Fire Department, because I think they're the best, and y'all should know. But thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff.
I gotta go back.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to come and share that with us, Sheriff.
And I think we can all say we're pretty proud of our sheriff and his department as well. So, thank you. All right, with that, the first item on our agenda this evening is a retail beer, retail table wine, off-premise only for the Dollar General Store 22617. Is there someone here from the Dollar General?
My name is Courtney Howell. I'm the new store manager at the Dollar General. I just come to talk to you about the conditions of selling beer and wine in our store.
All right, you're wanting permission for this off-premise only for retail beer and retail table wine, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, are there any questions, comments from the council for this application at this time? All right, hearing none, we will expect you to obey the law. We expect you to abide by the law. We frown upon selling alcoholic beverages to underage individuals, and you will be checked on that from time to time. So with that, if there are no other questions or comments, is there a motion to approve the license? So moved. By Mr. Meeks, seconded by? Ms. McSwain Holland. All those in favor of the license signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the license is granted. Thank you.
Well, excuse me, can I ask a question? When y'all plan on opening?
We're already open.
Okay.
There you go. Yesterday. All right. Thank you. All right. The next item is a retail beer and a retail table wine, both on or off premise, for Sips Beer Garden and Food Court. Ms. Taylor, welcome.
Thank you guys for letting me be here. I appreciate it. I am Lindsay Taylor, and I own what was formerly known as Sips on the Square, and I have chosen to move my business to a piece of property that I own and wanted to develop. It was a very nice developable piece of property, so that is why I'm here. I had an ABC license for a decade when our restaurant was open on the square, and I'm just back asking to get another ABC license to sell beer and wine.
Okay. Questions, comments from the council council regarding this particular license?
I was wondering why we didn't get, neighborhood campus.
Chief, your report from Captain Barnes says the neighborhood canvas was waived in accordance with regulations.
Yes, sir.
Do you mind explaining to Ms. McSwain, Holland, and others?
Yeah, this, one for one is pretty much an existing business, we're changing locations, so we have really no problem still in that business. And it's also in a commercial, zone commercial, where it's located is a commercial zone district. And that's why we do the camps.
But you said that to say that if any other business that's in a C3, then we're gonna waive that for any other business? Is
I
that what
think
you
you
said?
take it on a case by case.
Case by case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, because from what I understand, this business was not on and off premises. Is that right?
I
Is that correct?
Kind of, when I first started Sips on the Square, I did have a beer and wine on and off premise license, and after, I think about 3 or 4 years, I ended up changing that to a full liquor license, and so what I'm willing to do is to go back to just beer and wine.
Thanks.
Yes, ma'am.
Any additional questions or comments regarding the license?
And the on premises, is based on no open containers, as we had discussed.
Yeah, if you purchase for off premise, it has to leave there sealed.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Taylor, you know we frown upon serving alcohol to minors, and you will be checked in accordance with the law, and we know you will obey the law as it is written. So, with that, is there a motion to approve the license? By Ms. Moultrie, seconded by Ms. Baker. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the license is granted. Thank you, and good luck with your new venture. More than luck, right?
More than luck, yes. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. All right, the next item on the agenda is Resolution 2022-2, which is the authority to remove dilapidated building. This building is located at 218 Martin Luther King Drive. Are there any questions or comments from the council regarding the removal of this building? Hearing none, I don't know if Chuck's here, but no questions.
Chuck's not here.
That's fine.
Wheels.
But if there are no questions, that's fine. Is there a motion to approve the resolution? By Ms. Moultrie, seconded by
Second.
Ms. McSwain Holland. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is approved. Thank you, council. All right, the next item is Resolution 2022-3, which is authorizing the purchase of server and storage. Mr. Chandler. And for all those watching at home, we are now entering the Mr. Chandler portion of our agenda, which will be the vast majority of it. So, welcome, Mr. Chandler, and I know we'll see you for a few minutes here.
Yes,
Give us
sir.
a description of the resolution, please.
Thank you. The first resolution, it has 3 pieces. The primary servers that we use here at the city for utility billing, business license, payroll, human resources, financials. Pretty much all of those services, along with the storage associated with them, is almost 5 years old, so they're end of life. The way equipment goes nowadays is that when it gets 5 years old, that you cannot renew or extend the warranty, you cannot renew or extend the support, so there are no security patches or security updates. So essentially, they force you to buy new equipment that's covered under warranty and will be updated with security patches. So that's what this first resolution is. There are 3 pieces in that resolution to replace all of the servers, along with the software that operates those servers, along with the storage that goes along with them to store all the documents and files and things of that nature. Those 3 quotes together come up to a total of $302,268.86. All of this also is through the Omnia joint purchasing agreement, so it has been bid out on a national basis. So we are getting a national bid price on this as well as the other items that are coming up on the following resolution.
Okay? Any questions or comments for Mr. Chandler regarding this resolution?
We have to do all of them separately.
Ma'am?
We have to do all of them separately.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. I would love to, I know where you're going, and I know where you're going, and I like your train of thought, but
This is time for the utility budget, right? And it's in the budget.
all right. Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the resolution? By Ms. Baker, seconded by? Second. Mr. Meeks. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. The next item is resolution number 2022-4, authorizing the purchase of 365 governmental migration. Brian.
Yes, sir. All of our email and calendar and office documents and services are all handled under Microsoft's Office 365 program. We renew that on an annual basis. They now, in addition to offering for businesses, offer a government service that is more secure and has added features and benefits. This is something new that we now qualify for. So what this resolution is the renewal, instead of where we are renewing the government system with Microsoft, along with an additional item to migrate all those services and all the things that are stored in the current system over to the new system. So there are two pieces to that. They total $168,516.74. The migration piece of that, the one that is $42,277.50. That is a one-time fee just to move it over from the existing system to the new system.
Okay. Questions or comments for Brian regarding this resolution? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve? So moved. By Mr. Meeks, seconded by?
Second.
Ms. Moultrie. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. All right, the next item is resolution 2022-5, a bid award for emergency power restoration services. Brian?
And I neglected to mention in the previous one, that is in the IT part.
Okay.
So it was the next one, there are several bids that we sent out in conjunction with Stewart Engineering, based on our experience with FEMA over the past 18 months for the disaster that happened in April of 2020. The first one of these is for emergency power restoration. This is for contract services in the event of a declared emergency that FEMA prefers that whatever type of services you use, the contract services be reimbursed for, that you have bids sent out to meet their specifications ahead of time instead of just getting whoever's available and getting whatever price is available, that you have all this bid out ahead of time. So it's our effort to try to comply with what they prefer you do. Hopefully this is something we won't need anytime soon, but it's in the event that it does happen that we already have some of this stuff bid out and be ready to go when we need it. So the first one is essentially what it is, emergency power restoration for crews to come in to restore and rebuild power lines as needed. There is no cost for us to enter this agreement. It is just out there on standby in the event of emergency that we need services. We scored all the bidders that replied to this in conjunction with Stewart Engineering. Would like to recommend that the primary award with the master agreement go to Southern Electric of Mississippi with an alternate award to Power Grid Services just to have as an alternate.
Okay, questions or comments regarding this resolution? And the resolution would be that we're awarding the services agreement to the lowest bidder and then including an alternate on that as well. So with that, is there a motion to approve the resolution? By Ms. Moultrie, seconded by? Ms. McSwain Holland. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. All right, the next item is 2022-6, a bid award for debris clearance and removal services.
Yes, sir, this is a very similar situation for something that falls under the thing of things under the emergency that will only be used in the event of that. This is for the debris clearing, whether it's power line or sewer line, water line, right away, whether it's streets, whatever happens in the event of a storm, they're equipped to bring
description. This resolution will also be that we're awarding the bid to the lowest bidder with an alternate attached. Is that correct? Yes. All right. With that, is there a motion to approve the resolution? By Ms. McSwain Holland, seconded by
Second.
Ms. Baker. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. All right, the next item is Resolution 2022-7, determining that no bids were received and authorizing negotiating contract for electrical transmission.
Yes, sir, we have some needed maintenance and repairs to our high voltage transmission system here in Florida. That's the wires on the big tall concrete poles. We sent out those bids, and due to the continued storm work and cleanup in Louisiana and just the amount of construction work that's going on in the electric industry, we did not receive any bids submitted to this. And so based on what the clerk has determined that we have the ability to negotiate someone to come in and do this work, we needed it to be done soon, and there is no guarantee that if we rebid it, that any of these people will be interested in rebidding, but we're allowed to negotiate with them, and we can be a little bit more flexible on how and when they're working on their time frame, try to only get the needed work done. And so that is our recommendation.
All right, you've heard the recommendation from Brian on this resolution. Are there any questions regarding?
Brian, I was going to ask you this, I forgot to ask you, but let me ask you a question. In the process of negotiating, will this council know about negotiating price, or will it just gonna run by the mayor and we're just gonna go through it?
That's a question for Shannon. She investigated this, and she was there in terms of this, so that's.
You have to negotiate it, but you cannot change the specification that are already in the bid process, and then you have to come back to the council and they approve the contract.
There you go. We want to do what we're supposed to do.
All right, with that, is there a motion to approve the resolution?
So,
By Ms. Moultrie, seconded by
Second.
Mr. Meeks. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you. Next item is Resolution 2022-8, determining that no bids were received and authorizing a rebidding of base camp and logistics services. Mr. Chandler.
This is the final piece of the bids that were sent out in relation to FEMA. This is for someone to come in and provide, essentially, anything we need in the event of a disaster, to house crews and to house people as far as housing, food, shelter, laundry, things of that nature for crews that were here working. In the past, like last year, we were able to handle that with local hotels and local restaurants. That's certainly our preference. But in the event that they were not able to handle that, or power was going to be out for an extended period of time, there are people that can come in and pretty much set up a whole town or tent city to provide services to our crews and other crews that are working. We did not receive any bids for this either, but based on the indication that we reached out to several of these vendors that they would submit a bid, or would you rebid it again and send bids out again. So that's what we're requesting to do, to send bids out again, based on the indication that we should get some back this next time. Again, this is the same thing for as the other different things that we're not obligated to purchase or buy any of these services. It only would be used if needed in an emergency, and if the emergency was dire, we need these services.
Okay, you've heard the explanation. Questions or comments for Mr. Chandler on this issue? If not, is there a motion to approve? By Ms. Baker, seconded by Ms. McSwain Holland. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you. Next item, Resolution 2022-9, bid award, wire reel trailer. Mr. Chandler.
Yes, sir. This is we sent out bids for a heavy-duty trailer that is ready to haul 3 of the large wire reels that we haul primarily running wire on. We've been using another trailer that's primarily designed to haul poles to do this. It's not designed to haul the newer, larger reels that have larger wire that we're putting in a lot of places now. This trailer is specifically equipped for that. It has the reels made on it that have brakes and are able to turn power in, power out, things that help assist our crews with these heavy reels and this heavy wire. So we sent out these bids. We got one bid response. They did
sign on this resolution? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve? By Ms. Moultrie, seconded by
Second.
Ms. McSwain Holland. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you. Next item is Resolution 2022-10, bid award for storm and sanitary sewer rehabilitation. Ryan.
This is the bid to repair damage that was done during Hurricane Sally last September. It's for an open storm drain and our sewer line, kind of run through the desert wooded area behind Durban. We've been working with FEMA diligently since September of last year to try to get this project approved. They finally obligated and approved us to go ahead, or they reimbursed us about a month ago, so we sent out the bids to do that, and we recommend the award to the lowest bid, which is called contractors, in the amount of $261,735.
All right, questions or comments regarding this bid? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve? So moved. By Mr. Meeks, seconded by Ms. Baker. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you. All right, the next item is Resolution 2022-11, declaration of surplus property. Mr. Chandler.
Yes, sir. We have some Apple Mac computers in the IT department, and the IT department has done some research, and instead of sending them to the auction, and particularly do surplus equipment and not getting a whole lot for electronics equipment, that we have a vendor that is interested in purchasing and rebuying that equipment with the intent to resell it, so we can get a lot more money for it. With that credit, this is an amount of a little over $5,000 will be used to purchase replacement equipment for the IT department. So essentially we're surplusing this equipment and asking everybody to do that so that we can get a lot more money for it and be able to turn around and purchase new equipment from those same folks.
All right, questions or comments? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
By Ms. Baker, seconded by Mr. Meeks. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you.
Thank you all. I appreciate your patience and assistance very much.
That's all you need.
Make sure it don't go to page 2.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you. The next item on our agenda is Resolution 2022-12, which is authorizing the purchase of equipment. Tractor, to be specific. Ms. Sanders wants to buy a tractor.
Good afternoon. This proposed resolution is to authorize the purchase of a John Deere 6110M tractor for the airport, utilizing the current Alabama statewide contract. The Troy Municipal Airport at Indian Campbell Field sits on approximately 466 acres of land. The airport tractor is used to cut the grass on the airfield. We strive to keep the airfield's grass cut for safety, security, as well as visual reasons.
All right, you've heard the description of the resolution. Are there any questions or comments for Ms. Sanders? I know this will help free up some equipment that is being used from environmental services from time to time.
Yes, sir. Our current tractor stays in the shop, and we are fortunate to have a wonderful family within the city of Troy, and environmental services lets us use the tractors.
And the purchase price of this tractor is
$85,602.24.
All right. Thank you. Questions or comments for Ms.
That acreage was 466.
Approximately 466 acres.
All right. Motion to approve the resolution. So moved. By Mr. Meeks, seconded by
Second.
Ms. McSwain Holland. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you. All right, the next item on the agenda is Resolution 2022-13, which is authorizing the Airport Rescue Grant Program application. Ms. Sanders.
The American Rescue Plan Act 2021 was signed into law, which includes $8 billion in funds to be awarded as economic assistance to eligible U.S. airports to prevent, prepare for, and to respond to the coronavirus disease pandemic. To distribute these funds, the FAA established the Airport Rescue Grant Program. These grants are available for airports that are part of the National Airport System. Our airport's funding allocation is $59,000. This is a 100% grant. The city may use these funds for costs related to operations, personnel, cleaning, sanitation, janitorial services, and combating the spread of pathogens at the airport in accordance with FAA's policy and procedures. In addition, while these the ARPA limits the use of these funds to certain eligible costs, it also states that the funds may not be used for any purpose not directly related to the airport.
Thank you. Questions or comments for Ms. Sanders regarding this grant?
To clarify, you're seeking approval for us to apply for grants, correct?
Correct.
This is not taking action to spend any funds.
Correct.
This is to apply for the possibility of funding.
Yes.
All right. Additional questions or comments? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve? So moved. By Mr. Meeks, seconded by Ms. Moultrie. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, the resolution is agreed to. Thank you. All right, the next item is Ordinance 424, which is amending the Troy zoning ordinance to rezone certain real property. This will constitute the first reading of this ordinance, and Ms. Sanders, will you give us a brief description of
This request is by Mr. Cheryl Crow to rezone approximately 1.88 acres of land located at 209, 211, 213, and 215 Foreman Avenue from R2 Medium Density Residential Zoning District to C4 Highway Commercial Zoning District. The Planning Commission at its September 23rd meeting voted to recommend this rezoning to the City Council.
You have heard a description of the ordinance, and that will constitute the first reading, and it will be on our agenda at the next scheduled council meeting for consideration. Thank you. All right. Mayor, we do not have any appointments this evening, and we welcome your report and comments.
Well, I'd just like to, I'd like to thank y'all for all the work that you did tonight. This is, as you mentioned, this is as long an agenda as you can get on one page, for sure. But we are so fortunate, and we are very grateful that you allow us, through the taxpayers, to have the resources that we need. Obviously, appreciate the sheriff's comments early on. It's just, we're in a good situation in this community, in this county, that we all work together. And very grateful for that, and appreciate the job that our first responders do on a daily basis. A lot of what you did today was to get us ready in case anything bad happens. That's something that we take pride in here, is being prepared to try to do everything that we can, because when something really bad happens, you're very limited in what you can do. You've got to be prepared, and a lot of what you did tonight did that. I know that the IT and the computer things, it's a lot of resources, but those resources are necessary in this day and time to make sure that we provide the services to our customers and to our citizens, but also that we do everything that we can to protect ourselves from the things that happen, that we've all read about in the communities as they're related to bad situations from ransomware and things of that nature. So, very appreciative of the resources provided by our ratepayers and our taxpayers for the year to get these things done. And, just obviously all our people do a great job, and I'm grateful for that. And they can do that job they do because of the resources that some information in the process of all of this about economic impact of airports. And the only general aviation airport in the state that has more of an economic impact than ours is in Mobile. And we actually have our airport has more of an economic impact than one of the commercial airports. So it's very grateful that y'all allow us to do that, and we can certainly our airport is up there with very best in the state. I'm grateful for that. Obviously, we're coming into we won't meet again before Halloween, which is October 31st, and certainly know there are a lot of things planned this time of year. We ask everyone to please be careful. And, just be alert, be on the lookout, for children. I don't think we'll meet again before daylight savings time ends as well. So it'll start getting darker earlier in the evening. Just ask everyone to be careful and to think about what they're doing. And unless there are specific questions, that's we can catch y'all here long enough. So very grateful. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. Questions or comments from the council to the mayor at this time?
Mayor, I think we all have gotten this question. We probably did an excerpt of this work. You saying it in that microphone in front of our media. The city of Troy does not designate a day or time for trick-or-treating. Is that correct?
That is correct. Trick-or-treating is, Halloween is October the 31st.
Thank you. All right, with that, Ms. McSwain-Collins.
Just want to thank everybody for supporting us as a community, supporting our law enforcement, and thanking Sheriff Thomas for coming out and sharing with us in the endeavors that they experience just day to day through the service of our firefighters as well as our police department and the other city employees that provide services to us. I also want to extend an invitation to all citizens of our great city. District 1 will be hosting a drive-through trick-or-treat over at Knox Street Park Sunday from 2 to 4. You will enter in the entrance off of Free Notch into Knox Street and come out on Knox Street. And we just want to try to create an environment that will be safe and friendly for our children and support our parents who don't have to go out knocking door to door. So we hope that you all will come out and share with us. And I do have a host of volunteer organizations that will be present to help support this. Beyond that, thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Meeks?
Yes, I'd like to agree with Sheriff Thomas. We do have an outstanding police and fire department, and all of our city employees are outstanding. And it's nice to know that our police department, our sheriff department can work together, get along together without the egos. We do appreciate that very much. And I want to say that we had an employee to retire, Mr. Hunter Hanson. And I want to say wish good luck to him. A lot of people have had conversations with him at one point in time if they had problems around their house. And we do appreciate his service.
Thank you. Ms. Baker?
I'll echo those same sentiments, that it's very nice to be able to have the resources, but maybe more importantly, the relationships that we have. So, Chief Barr, Chief Stevens, thank you for leading at least our emergency first responders and being able to provide those resources and work together. Oktoberfest, it was great. That was my first one that I was able to attend. It was on the square this Saturday. It was a great event, so I appreciate all those that had a part in planning that community event. We have pumpkins on the square, so an alternative to trick-or-treating. If you don't want to be out on a Sunday night, that's going to be Friday, 3 to 5 p.m. It's on the square, free event for our families. That's all I have.
Thank you. Ms. Moultrie?
I would just like to remind our last week of putting anything out. And I told y'all last week, you can put anything out there. And we either recycle it or we'll just get rid of it. And so just make sure that you call in and let them know. Is there since it ends on Friday, so if somebody puts something out on the weekend, will we still pick it up or it just needs to be out there by Friday?
We would hope they'll get it out by Friday, but, we would probably do something on that.
Okay, that's what I wanted to say. And I also want to thank the guests who are here, because I see some new faces, and it just warms my heart when we see people come to our council meeting and show interest in what we do as we attempt to continue to do what's best for our community and the city. Good to see you all.
Thank you. I too want to echo about the cooperation and the expertise of our police, fire, and emergency responders. I didn't say it while the sheriff was here and he left quickly, but I put our men and women up against anybody in this country with what they do, and we're forever grateful. And thank you especially for the cooperation that you have with the Sheriff's Department and with other entities around us. Y'all are true champions, and I appreciate it. Thank you, council, for the great work you did tonight. I know it was a long agenda, and I appreciate your patience and your time with that. Also, thank you to our guests that are here. There are several here this evening, some familiar faces and some new faces. But as Ms. Moultrie said, welcome, and you're always welcome here. I too want to congratulate Hunter on his retirement. He has been a good friend to a lot of us and a good friend to this city and a great employee, and I know his services will be missed, but happy retirement to Hunter. And with that, a motion to adjourn is in order. Thank you, Mr. Meeks. We are dismissed.